The Hot Toys Nebula for Avengers Endgame is finally shipping. I think this is a great time to do a hot or cold. This is 6 Scale Economist. Let's jump right into it. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to another video. This is 6 Scale Economist. In today's video, we're taking a look at Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy, but from the movie Avengers Endgame. As always, first we're going to talk about this figure from a collector perspective, and then we're going to talk about it from an investor perspective. So just jumping right into it from a collector perspective, they absolutely killed this head sculpt. This head sculpt is fantastic. Obviously, the purely human head sculpts are always going to be the hardest ones for Hot Toys to hit, but you know, anytime you get like these like pseudo-alien, pseudo-human head sculpts, Hot Toys always knocks it out of the park. Best example of this one is going to be Yondu. The Yondu head sculpt is probably, arguably, the best head sculpt Hot Toys has ever done. So you expect that from the Nebula, and seeing now the final product photos of it, with it now shipping, it's exactly what they showed in their pre-production, because Hot Toys always nails the mark on that. In terms of like Nebula as a character, you know, I'm a very big fan of this character. Obviously, you know, love Marvel, but the Guardians of the Galaxy like sub-series are some of my favorite movies of the entire saga. I think that Nebula has a really interesting role. She's definitely like way too much and like too like annoying in like the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and I thought that I wasn't really gonna like her. But as her character development grew, she became super interesting and obviously peaked in Endgame, in my opinion, from a character perspective. And Infinity War, I thought she was fantastic. So this is like a great figure to have, and I mean the material that they used on her seems pretty forgiving, which is great. It almost seems like kind of like a hybrid between Spider-Man's armor, which is Spider-Man's material, which is probably the worst material that you can have for Hot Toys, which becomes not really posable, and you know, maybe something between you know, any of the other figures that have like this like pleather material on it. But it looks like it's going to be relatively forgiving. Maybe you might have to be careful with bending her at the torso or the knees, but nevertheless, she looks great. And it's really the head sculpt that just, I mean, it's literally Nebula. It looks awesome. And taking a look at everything that she comes with, look, she comes with a hexagon base. You guys know my stance on that. I'm not a fan of the hexagon bases. But, you know, it's nice to see her gun, see her weapons. Her mechanical arm looks great. You can put the gun in the holster. You kind of have this side thing in the back, and you get a bunch of hands. For $235, I think it's a very fairly priced figure that comes with a fair amount of accessories. You know, arguably not a main character that you need in Marvel collection. I know a lot of people that have been toning down their Marvel collection kind of stick to the big three, and you know, some of these like secondary and tertiary characters, they've been slowing down on, not picking up all of them. But this is definitely one that I'm heavily considering picking up. The thing is, if I want to have her, I feel like I have to have her with the whole Guardians of the Galaxy clan, which I don't know if I'm willing to invest all of that into the whole clan. But I also think that you could probably just get away with maybe having her with Thanos in your Endgame setup, which would look really cool, you know, kind of having like the bad version of Nebula that we saw in Endgame that helped Thanos, which is one of the things that's really pushed me to get this figure. I haven't totally decided on it, but I'm actually leaning more towards picking up this figure, which I was, you know, a bit surprised about, given how much I've cut my Marvel collection, but I think she looks great. And from an investment perspective, like, I think this one is going to do fine. I don't think this one is going to go super crazy or anything, but it is like a character that is like relatively important. A lot of people find interesting. Obviously, a lot of people like Guardians of the Galaxy. We've seen what some of the Guardians of the Galaxy figures have done in the past, like the first issue of Star-Lord, which, you know, was very expensive up until the release of the Endgame Star-Lord, which kind of price corrected that first edition. But like, this is probably the one and only Nebula that we're going to get, which is going to be really supportive for her. And, you know, for the people that want to get this in their collection, I think that they should. So from an investor perspective, I think it's going to be fine. And from a collection perspective, I really like it, which is kind of what's balancing the, you know, the seesaw for me to leaning into picking up this figure. I haven't fully decided yet, but, you know, I'm leaning in there. Maybe if you guys can let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on it, that would be super helpful. But as always, these are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you guys scooping this Nebula? Even for the people that are cutting their Marvel collection, is this one making you take it, you know, a double take and consider picking her up? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, this is 6 Scale Economist. Buy the dip, sell the rip. This is the way. We will see you in the next video.